Hello, welcome back to another Christmas tutorial. And today's project, or this video's project, I want to show you how to make these really cute snowman earrings that have a really cute scarf hanging off with a little bit of fringe on it. It's really dainty. As you can see, it's really tiny. Okay, so for what you need for the project, you're going to need about a 2-inch piece of 24 gauge wire. So I'm just using some small piece, maybe 2 inches. You're going to need a 2-inch head pin. You're going to need some kind of black flat piece to put on underneath the hat. Now you can use that, but I also have a black square dowel. So you could use these, you could use a round one, you can use a square one, you can use whatever you want underneath your little hat piece. As you can see, it just sits underneath the hat like that. And you're going to need an 8mm pearl, a 6mm pearl. I'm using a really tiny Swarovski black flatback because we're going to glue that on as one of the buttons. So that's the front of the snowman. You will need an earring wire. You're going to need 2 colors of 15-0s, and I have a red and a snowflake white here. You're going to need 6 tiny bugle beads, and I'm using the 3mm bugle beads, which are really tiny. You're going to need 6 really small head pins. So I'm using just these really cheap bowl ones that I got from China that are really crappy. So as you can see, I don't use them at all much, but they're perfect for this project. And you'll need an ear wire. You'll need a pair of tweezers. You're going to need some super glue glue or some crazy glue that's really strong and quick drying. And you're going to need all your pliers. So the first thing I did was I took my little flatback. Let me open my glue first. I took my little flatback. On my tweezers, I picked up the flatback like this, and I kept it squeezed just to get the bottom of it. I dropped a little tiny dab of glue, like so. Flip it back over, and I dropped it in the middle of the biggest pearl. So I just sat it on there. Like that. Don't touch it. Just make sure it's centered on your pearl in the middle of it, and mine kind of is. So I'm just going to move it a wee bit. Still don't find that too centered, but once it dries, you ain't moving it. So let that dry really quick, and I just put a little dot on the pearl like that. So that's going to dry. While that's drying, you're going to grab your head pin. You're going to put it through the hole of your pearl like so. And now you're going to drop another little dab of glue on your pearl like that. And then you're going to drop your 6mm pearl on top and push it on. Okay, so you can glue these together, and the reason I glued them was because they were moving around and the scarf wasn't staying stationary on the snowman's neck. So just want to keep it like that. Oops. And let that dry, and I just mucked that up. Okay. Now you're going to do the same thing. You're just doing it in layers. You're going to put a little dab of glue on top of this pearl now, and you're going to stick your flat piece, round one, on top as well, like this, and do the same thing. Stick another little dab of glue, and now you're going to put your crystal on, your square crystal, but you want to make sure that the square part is kind of centered with the little chaton, or whatever you want to call that, flat back, and they're all even. So just push those and let those dry. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside. Now you're going to get your 2-inch piece of wire, and you're going to string 12 of each alternating color, so 12 red and 14 white, because you're going to have 12 red in the middle. I started with the white. Actually, wait. Silly me. First of all, you need your round nose plier, because we need to finish off the end, right? So I'm going to cut this piece off because it's all yucky here. And then I'm just going to take my pliers, pinch a hole, pinch it about there, and then I'm just going to twirl it around my pliers. This is very flimsy wire, so, and I made myself a little loop. Now I'm just going to stick my pliers back in there where the loop meets. I'm just going to bend it back so I have broke the neck on this and made myself a really thin eye pin kind of, but I need that little loop on the end, like that. Okay, now we're going to string on our beads. So start with a white, and you're going to do 1 white, 1 red, 1 white, and you're going to do this till you have 12 red, 14 white. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and one last white one. And there we go. So basically we're just making the scarf. So now you're going to do the exact same thing, only you're going to trim it off and leave about 1/4 of an inch on your wire. And just cut it. Oops, that went flying. Now you're going to take your round nose pliers and squeeze them in there and just roll it around right till you meet the other side. And then break the neck, same way. Okay. And now I'm going to just close it like that. This one is way smaller, but that's no big deal. It's not a tragedy. Now you're going to take all your little head pins, and you're going to pick up one of your bugle beads. You're going to bend it over. You're just going to make really tiny, simple loops. So I'm just using the very smallest part I can get away with in making these. There's one. Okay, bend it over. Just making a very tiny loop. There's 2 done. Oops. There's 3. Very easy. This is very quick. You don't have to be perfect, because these are just going to hang off your snowman scarf. And there's 4. And 1 more. Okay, so fold that over, And so. Alright, now let's throw these in the garbage. And let's go and attach all our ends, or all our little things we just made, to our scarf. And you're going to put 3 on each end. So, as you can see, they aren't quite closed anyway, but we'll close them. So you're just going to pick up your scarf, add it on there, and close your loop nicely. That one's not quite closed. You might have to straighten it up a little bit because it will get a little bit crooked. So and these are very tiny and dainty. Pick up another one, add it, close, and one more on this side. Third, and close. Make sure it's closed. Alright, so there's 3 done on this side of his scarf. Okay, now we're going to do the other 3. Pick it up, put it on one end of your scarf, and close. And I got little hairs on my fingers from the glue. And close. And one more. Get up. And close. Alright, so now your scarf is done. You've got your dangles on your scarf. And what you're going to do now is we're going to finish off our wire wrapping. So you're just going to take it, bend it, put your pliers underneath, fold it over, give your pliers a turn, ow, and wrap. I'm going to hold my pliers while I do my wrapping again, so I found it to be neater and easier. See, I'm just turning it around. Instead of trying to take my wire and wrap it, I never do it good like that, so I'm doing it this way. And I'm doing this first before I put the scarf on because we have to glue that on and we just don't want anything moving out of the way. So I'm at the end where I can't wrap anymore, so I am going to trim off this piece of wire. I will take my pliers and squeeze this in my hand, and then we're going to put this at the bottom without crushing our square cube. Forgot to tell you, this is like a 4mm square cube. So you kind of want your wire loop to be in the front like that, so when you hang it on your earring, it hangs in the front. Now you're going to take your pliers and hold them and just bend your scarf over evenly over your pliers. So get a nice good grip in there so it looks like this. Okay, just want something like that. You are going to squish it in a bit more because it is going to go around your snowman like so. And then we're going to glue it there. But we want to make sure we glue it centered. Okay, so before you put it on there, check that this square is even, and then you're going to put a dab of glue there. Very carefully, without getting it on your fingers or all over the place. Put it just a dab. And put this on. And make sure you have it centered. And hold it there for a second. Okay? And that doesn't take too long to dry. So I'm just holding it here hoping I don't get any glue on me. Because if you get glue on your finger, touch your pearl, it'll take the finish off the pearl when you go to pull your finger off. Ask me, I know, because I did it. Okay, and the scarf is almost dry. Now, all you're going to do is, this time I'm going to cross the scarves this way. So I'm going to take this one, whoops, this side here, cross it across, and this one over top, like this. See? And over top, like that. So that the scarf is just hanging down and dangling. And that's it. So I kind of made a right and a left earring, which is okay too. And take your wire round nose pliers and just kind of give this a curve and bend it so it sits nice there. And same with this side. If it's sticking out, bend it down. You don't want his scarf sticking out like a sore thumb. You want it to look like that. And that's the look I went for on this one too. I just kind of bent them down so they sit down. Oops. And you can touch it up with a tiny bit of glue behind there so it doesn't move on you. Just be careful you do not get that glue on your fingers and you touch your pearl. That's all I can tell you. So all you have to do is let the glue dry. You don't have to hold it or anything like that. And then you're going to open your earring wire. You're going to make sure you put it on frontwards, so it's hanging frontward like this. Check it to make sure before you close it, and then close it up. And there's your cute little tiny, really cute snowman earrings. Again, another little sweet gift for a little girl who would really enjoy having a pair of snowman earrings. Are those not the cutest? Okay, well, I brought the girl out in me now, so I'm not as old as I feel or look. Be back on another video. Bye.